you did for the contest.
Even the ones I come up
I wanted to do this one, but I didn't think I might do it. Oh, that is actually this one is good. I'm so hot. You're so cold. I'm not gonna send you. You just wait and fine.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll get cold upstairs.
You're gonna keep this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, because he picked it up for you. I know.
All right, let's go. Amen.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, hello everyone.
Hey!
Everybody having a good show so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
Nice one.
We got one more panel today. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Alright, excellent.
Absolutely.
You guys fans of Teen Titans?
Yes.
Yeah, now we're talking. Cool. Okay, so a couple ground rules. What we're going to do is we're going to have the mic up here for folks to ask questions. I'm going to do a little Q&A with Greg first for a little while, and then we're going to pitch it out to you guys in the audience for questions. So think of some good questions. You know, let's nothing personal or controversial or anything. Let's keep it fun, keep it light. We're going to have fun out here today. Does that sound good?
Yeah, great.
Pretty cool? All right, good deal. Well, with that, let's give a big Tampa welcome to Greg Cipes. And his trusty sidekick, Wingman.
Thank you, everyone.
Cool, welcome, Greg.
Thank you for having us.
All right, I have to say, this is the first time I've done a panel with a cute, sweet little boy.
Sweetest boy in the world. Yeah, you're the sweetest boy in the world. He's
Oh
the
my
nectar
goodness.
of the universe.
Forget the
highest
questions,
form of
we're
life.
just going to play with Wingman.
That's what I do all day long.
Sit.
Wingman is
my
in
goodness.
every recording session, every business meeting that I go to.
Oh my goodness. You want to say something?
Come here, baby love. Let me on the mic.
Oh my goodness, what do you got to say? Tell us. Cool. So show me, I see you've got some Wingman and Me books up here. Tell me about those.
These are his children's books, but essentially it's for all ages. But we basically created these to generate funds to feed the homeless dogs in Venice Beach and also just make cool stories involving Wingman and I. This is the newest book called Convention Chaos. And it's really cool, so if you pick one up, the proceeds go to feeding homeless dogs in Venice Beach, which there's a lot of them. But we love them all, and we just love to give back, and it's really fun creating. It's all about being creative. It's the closest you can get to being one with the divine, is being a creator. So always create art in any and every way possible. And Wingman is at the center of all of my creations. So it's such a blessing to have him in my lap right now.
That's such a good
Share him with you all.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
thank you.
Yeah. I mean, so you are fortunate that you get to touch people with your creativity, right? You know, to be an artist, right? In so many different ways.
Yes, and it's really cool to have the ability to reach millions of people around the whole world with all the different TV shows that I've been a part of, and the movies, especially Teen Titans Go. Thank you. Which Wingman is also in that show. Beast Boy, when he turns into a dog, he turns into Wingman. Very, very often. And yeah, it's just really cool. And actually, more to come. Even in Young Justice, Wingman might be in that too.
Oh, very cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about Beast Boy. I know that's what a lot of people are interested. That's one of your big characters.
Yes.
You know, he's always been such a great. I mean, I read Teen Titans comics when I was a kid in the '80s, like when Beast Boy became a part of the team, the Teen Titans. He was sort of that kind of innocent, childlike character, right? And it's interesting. You've voiced multiple different versions of this character and different takes on the character, right? From the more obviously, Young Justice is a more serious take on the character, to Teen Titans Go, which is more comedic, and the original Teen Titans, where it was a little something in the middle, right? It kind of in between the two. How different is that for you with the same character but going through different iterations of this character during them?
I really do base Beast Boy on Wingman. All his different personalities, all his characteristics, which are basically mine. We're very much mirrors of each other. But the best parts of Beast Boy are because of Wingman. His innocence, his playfulness, his compassion, his patience, and even when he's not patient, that's also coming from Wingman. He's a rascal. Beast Boy's a rascal. But essentially, to play all these different versions of Beast Boy, it's just different parts of my soul.
Yeah.
It's been very fun to explore and to personify these different characteristics and pastimes that I get to kind of flower through these characters.
Yeah, Beast Boy is...
Yeah.
Beast Boy is kind of the conscious of the team in a lot of ways, right? In the comics and all of that. Like he is sort of that innocent character.
He is, and it has to do with the fact that he turns into every animal that's walked the face of the earth. Because animals and children are the pure ones, and we're all children eternally. But essentially, children, when we're small, we're the most innocent we could be, and animals forever have that. They never lose that. So if you ever want to get back to your innocence, serve dog, serve children, and you'll find it. So that's why I think it's so cool that Beast Boy is the personification of that energy, where he is every animal that's walked the face of the earth. So that's why he's, to me, the most powerful superhero on the planet, because animals are pure love. And love is the fiercest and sweetest thing there is on the planet, so. Don't mess with Beast Boy. Yo, don't mess with Beast Boy, yo. He also turned into dinosaurs.
Did you, what got you into voice work? I do a lot of these panels with voice actors, and a lot of people come in from different places. Some people have stand-up, comic backgrounds. Some are more traditional actors and end up doing voice work and just love it. How did you get into doing voice work?
I grew up in South Florida. If y'all didn't know, I'm a Florida boy, so it's really good to be home. Thanks for having me back.
Welcome back.
More and more and more and more and more, I love Florida more than ever, for many reasons. So it's awesome, and I haven't spent much time in Tampa Bay, but this place is beautiful. Like, wow. Like, it's really beautiful. I live in Venice Beach now on the boardwalk, which is the Wild West. It's really special and diverse and dangerous and creative, and it's like where art meets tech meets crime. And it's amazing, but it all started for me wanting to I just love acting, I love playing, I love being creative, I love using my imagination, and I grew up in a big family of brothers and sisters. My brother Mike's right here. Say hi, brother Mike. And my dad probably will watch this at home maybe later on these cameras. But we drive around Florida a lot in our camper, and I would mess with truck drivers with the CB in the camper.
Nice.
And that's kind of where my voice acting started, from messing with truck drivers, doing voices. And then one day, I found myself in California, and I got an agent, and they're like, you should do voice acting, because you have a cool voice. And I said, of course, I would love to do that. And here we are now.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was not always good at it. Including singing too. Like, I have multiple albums out now, and I make music for cartoons and movies and TV shows, and I play a lot of music and perform, and I love music, but I was not good at that in the beginning. But I tell everybody, you have to start. Like, people always ask me, how do I get into this or that or voice acting? You just have to do it. You just have to take classes and make your own little weird characters and puppets and do whatever you can and never stop, and eventually you'll get good at it. And it's fun, the process. But don't be hard on yourself, because we all suck in the beginning usually. You're very lucky if you don't suck in the beginning. Very rare.
What was your first professional gig?
Beast Boy.
Was it? Was it your first?
It was my first animated series audition. I learned basic recording equipment knowledge before I had moved to California as a musician. Like, I knew how to hit record on the computer and do it. And basically my agent, they let me sit in the recording booth at the agency and work on a McDonald's commercial audition for 4 hours. And then I never booked anything, and then eventually they're like, we have an outside audition for you at Warner Brothers for Teen Titans. And I was like, oh, cool, how fun. And I didn't even really know about Teen Titans. I grew up as a surfer and like I was in nature a lot, and I had some comic books, but I was never too much into like comics. I was more into surfing and building forts outside and stuff. And I walked in and they showed me a picture of Beast Boy and some of his attributes. He's a class clown and he loves animals and he turns into animals, and then out came this voice, yo. I never did it before ever. He was just inside of me waiting to be birthed. And then a couple of months later, it was like 6 months later, it felt like I got a call while I was shooting a movie in Mexico called Club Dread, which is not the best movie. Oh, somebody's calling me. It might be my mom.
Oh.
Hi, Mom.
No, it's Daniel Logan.
Oh.
Daniel, I'm on the panel. Say hi.
Hey, everybody, I'm on my plane ready to take off.
Daniel set up next to me out there, by the way. If you want to come get autographs from both of us, I'll call you back, Daniel.
All right, I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.
Special guest appearance by Daniel Logan. Right?
Daniel is an archangel. I love him. He's the funniest dude I've ever met. We've got to spend a lot of time together over the years abroad, doing Comic-Cons in Asia and stuff like that. But if you get a chance to meet Daniel, meet him. He's really a pleasure.
Yeah.
He gives and gives and gives so much to his fans.
Very
He's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, we'll have a panel.
Star
with him
Wars,
someday.
come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boba Fett, come on.
Yeah. Which was always my favorite Star Wars character, Boba Fett.
We'll crash his panel then.
Yeah, he's on Sunday. I'll give you the time. Make sure to crash it. That'll be hilarious. So, Beast Boy, right off the bat, you got this major voice acting gig. First
Yeah, I got a
shot.
call.
It had to be meant to be.
I got a
right?
call, they're like, you got this role as Beast Boy, it's a big deal. And I was like, wow, cool. I didn't know how big of a deal it was until our show kind of quickly became like the #1 show on Cartoon Network. And then it has been for 20 years.
Yes.
The #1 show on Cartoon Network for
Yeah.
20 years, all of its incarnations from Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go. And we're not stopping, which is a blessing.
What did you think about the transition from Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go? Because I know there were some fans didn't like it, others liked it. I know that,
We like it.
my kids were split. My son didn't like it, my daughter loved it. She loved Teen Titans Go, so.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because for me, the more funny things are, the more it's like Beast Boy's show. So
Yeah.
essentially, it became Teen Titans Go is Beast Boy's show. And when we did our first recording session, the president of Warner Brothers Animation came in, Sam Register, and he's like, "Look, just make Beast Boy more like you, man." And I did.
It worked. It clearly worked, right?
A part of me. I mean, Teen Titans Go Beast Boy is a lot more irreverent, and he's much more of a rascal, and I'd say he's more of a clown. The original Teen Titans Beast Boy that I play, I give him he's more innocent.
Yeah.
But over time,
Well, it works, clearly.
yeah.
What about, so Ben 10, that was another show that my son really liked. I ended up watching that. So you played Kevin on that.
Yeah, Kevin Levin.
Yeah.
So cool for years and years and years.
Yeah. Yeah, you did that for a long time. Ben 10's been
And
kind
they're
of off and on, right?
Yeah, I can't even, I don't even know how long, for at least 10 years, Ben
Right.
10. But Alien Force is my favorite version of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no fans of that?
Dwayne McDuffie, who moved on, he was like the driving force of writing just such amazing episodes, and the integrity and the expertise and the beautiful artistry of creating Ben 10 Alien Force was super high level. Not that all the other versions aren't great, they are, but Alien Force was just so special. And Glenn Murakami, do you all know who Glenn Murakami is? He created the original Titans as well. He
Yes.
actually created Alien Force. So it was amazing.
It was a really well-written show, I thought.
Yeah, Dwayne McDuffie, he's an amazing man.
So,
He created Static Shock too, that character.
all right. Yeah, there's a fan, clearly. So, what about some of your live acting roles?
I've been able to be in a lot of fun movies and TV shows.
What's some of your favorites?
Being in Fast and Furious, playing Dwight in Fast and Furious, where they gave me a lot of freedom to kind of create that character, and I made him from the South, and and I suck on some toes, which I wrote him I made him have a foot fetish, which wasn't in the script. I thought it'd be funny. I made the actress wash her feet before I sucked on her. I did. They had to take alcohol wipes out.
That's hilarious.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's great.
But it was fun to work with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, and God bless Paul Walker's soul. Moved on way too early. But, you know, God, which we all are, is present in his name, his fame, his pastime, his entourage. So if you say someone's name that has moved on, they come in their presence. So just always know that you have that power to call on the unseen.
That's actually the ancient Egyptians believed that was kind of the heart of their religion, right? If you draw someone or say their name or have a depiction of them, that helps them live on. That helps.
I'm learning more, and what's funny you brought that up in Divine, because I'm learning more and more about the Egyptian mystic religions, essentially, or religion, or whatever you call it. But the Egyptians knew what was up because they worship dogs. Did you know that? They worship dogs, and I'm just learning why. If you look at the ancient Egyptian structures, there was 2 dogs, and they were the sphinxes that you'd have to walk through, basically representing a gate to get through the 13 gates of. Hold on, let me back it up. Okay, so when you move on, your heart is put on a scale, and on one side of the scale is a feather, and on one side of the scale is your heart. So if you have bad karma and you were very sinful in your life, you have a heavy heart, and it outweighs the feather, and you don't get to ascend to the heavenly realms. This is how they saw it. But do you know how you can get rid of the heavy heart and the karma and the sin of your lifetimes?
By being good.
Live like a dog.
Dog. Dogs eat the heaviness of your heart. The Egyptians knew that dogs ate the heaviness of your heart. So if you serve dogs with all of your heart, they eat the karma, the heaviness of your heart, and then you can ascend into heaven. And basically the way they saw it was there's 13 nights, 13 gates of dark nights or hell dimensions, that each one of these 13 nights is protected by a dog, and you have to pass through the dog to get to basically ascend to the heavenly realms. So I thought that was beautiful, and that's what I believe.
There's a lot of wisdom in ancient cultures and ancient civilizations that we've lost.
He's right here.
The
highest form of life on the planet. Now they know, Buddha. Now they know. Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh my gosh, I love you so much. He's in every recording session of Teen Titans Go. It's so fun to have him there as well.
So cute.
Oh, that's great. How is that? Must make it fun on the set, right?
Yeah. I mean, I personally, for me, I won't do anything without him. So I'm always at the right place at the right time with the right people. And if it's not a place for him, then I'm not there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Even when we go out at night, like when we go to an event or a club, if he's not feeling it, I'm out.
Yeah. Hey, little guy. Very cool. You did something a little different. You did a reality show briefly, 24/7. What was that like? That was very different and challenging, I would think.
I've learned to produce and be a part of all the different kinds of mediums, from reality shows to animated series. I'm creating a lot of shows now on my own with great teams of people, but I create ideas and I bring them to life, whether it's docuseries or animated shows or feature films or sitcoms. I have a new television network that I'm launching right now in Venice Beach called Venice Beach TV. It's a community-based television network living on the blockchain in a cryptocurrency NFT format, which is a whole new realm that I'm learning a lot about very quickly. And it's very fun because Venice Beach TV is like Adult Swim meets MTV when MTV was cool.
Yeah, cool.
But in Venice Beach, so you can check it out now. We're in the upload phase, but there's a lot of content that I've been creating that you can check out on YouTube if you want to check that out, or on Instagram, Venice Beach TV. But there's a lot that I'm going to be producing that's going to be coming out on there. And being a part of 24/7, the MTV show, which was supposed to be like the real life entourage, taught me a lot about making reality shows. And
Yeah.
I've been a part of a couple since then as well.
Right.
I helped create Roseanne Barr's docu-series called Roseanne's Nuts.
Yeah. Tell me about that. What was that like?
I lived in a tent on her land in Hawaii, on her macadamia nut farm, and I would teach her to chill out, which just didn't work.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I can't, it's hard to picture Roseanne meditating.
Mike came to Hawaii. He met Roseanne.
Yeah, that was a very.
She was mean to him.
To most men.
Interesting.
Yeah, she doesn't like men too much, but she liked me.
Yeah.
That's cool. Talk about NFTs a little bit. You mentioned NFTs. We talked about it a little backstage. It's fascinating. Let's talk about that.
Do you all know what an NFT is?
A couple people.
Call it out if you know what it is. What does it stand for? Fungible.
Yes.
Non-fungible tokens, which means it's a piece of art that lives on the blockchain that can never be replicated. It's completely individual and unique, and the piece of art that you create, every time it sells and moves across the internet, the original creator gets residuals. So you always get paid for the piece of art that you created. There's only one ever made. And the blockchain, which is this new cryptocurrency network, essentially globally, of people holding this blockchain together, millions and millions of computers, make it so it's impenetrable. You can't break into it, you can't steal it. It's your own special code, but essentially, it's very fun, and I would really suggest learning about it and making NFTs. I'm part of a really special art gallery called Bright Moments Gallery in Venice Beach, which has become a very successful, the most successful NFT art gallery in the whole world right now. And we do these 100-day pop-ups in different cities, and this was our first one. And then New York, then Tokyo, then Paris, and on and on. But essentially, we create art and create a community around the art, and then the art becomes very valuable because the community that's involved in owning the art is basically an organization which is called the DAO, which is, does anybody know what a DAO is? A decentralized autonomous organization, which is basically breaking up the monarchy of just like one president or some dictatorship. It gives the power to the people. So it's an organization or a company where the power is actually distributed to the people that contribute their life to it, their time, their energy, their resources, whatever it may be. So therefore, you are an owner of the organization, and you help steer where it goes, rather than just some guy or some executive branch or whatever, dictating stuff. And because your life matters, so you should have a choice in where you're spending your time and your energy. So the new way of creating organizations is called a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, which basically, again, is a cryptocurrency, blockchain way of running businesses by giving the power to the people. And eventually, our government will also become a DAO where the people actually will have power again, and you'll have your votes will matter, and you'll actually be able to choose where your tax dollars go based on blockchain technology. So it's very sophisticated. I'm learning as I go, but it's very inspiring. I've never been like a techie, but living in Venice, I'm surrounded by the highest level of tech experts in the whole world, from the presidents of Activision and Google and Snapchat and YouTube. Every day are coming into my gallery, and I'm learning and learning and learning. It's really wild and fun.
That's fascinating. And maybe the future, right?
It's now. So if you can, this is not financial advice, but I would buy ETH or Bitcoin. Those are the two that I would suggest. And I think Doge is cool, but I don't know enough about it. Do whatever you want. I don't know, but I definitely know that it is the way it's all going. So you can invest little by little, and because at one point Bitcoin was worth like $5 now. Each one is worth $38,000, and it's going to keep going up and up and up and up. There'll be dips, but it's going to keep going up because that is the future of even all government currencies. El Salvador just went completely Bitcoin.
Yeah, and then you're going to see more and more of it.
Yeah.
Other countries doing that.
And again, the cool thing about it is it's giving power to the people. Right. So they can't tax you. They can't take your money from your bank when you're not. It's good.
Yeah.
It's very Florida.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get some questions from the audience. Anyone that has questions, come on up here to the mic and get in line. Good.
what do you think about the new Titan on the Netflix?
Say
The
that
new
again?
Titans?
Yeah,
The
new,
Titans show. They're in
Oh, the
season
new
3.
Titans show, the live action Titans
yeah,
show?
the, on Netflix.
Yeah, the new live action Titans show.
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
It's great. Anything that,
I think Beast Boy be in it. Beast Boy.
yeah, Beast Boy's in it. My friend plays Beast Boy in it, which is cool. Any derivative of what we've created is great for everything.
I need to say, first of all, my family loves Teen Titans Go. You're amazing at playing Beast Boy.
Thank you.
I'm wanting to know, what was your favorite episode that you did on Teen Titans Go? Like, if you had to choose one favorite, what would it be?
My favorite episodes would be the ones where I get to teach about not hurting animals. I do a lot of vegan episodes.
I love
Beast Boy
those.
turns into every animal, so he doesn't want to eat himself or hurt himself.
That's what I like about Beast Boy. He's just very lovable animals.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'd like to ask a question. So, what is your favorite song that you have sung, like in each any episode?
Waffles, 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 waffles.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's one of my favorites. But I did get to write and produce a bunch of the songs on Teen Titans Go. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have a big hit song called Ice Cream Kitty, which you should check out. But my song Fade Away on Teen Titans Go is my favorite one. And BB Ray. And Fiddle With It.
All of them.
If it ain't broke, don't fiddle with it.
Okay, so this is kind of random, but have you seen the Beast Boy Fortnite skin?
I have. It's cool.
Do you have it? Do you play Fortnite?
I want to throw my phone most of the time. I try to stay away from technology.
I haven't, so I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. No, I've seen it. It's very cool.
It is really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm barely hanging on to this thing. I try to stay away from computers, but it's part of it.
So for someone who wanted to start out the industry, how do you build your confidence? How do you build your style? How do you get from 0 to somewhere?
You just have to start, and what you're going to be hired for and recognized for is your authenticity. So find yourself first. Meditate, get healthy, go inside, and then you can flower from the inside out. And if you don't flower from the inside out, you're not flowering. It's like you're not there. There's no fragrance.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Number one, I would love to be able to say thank you for being a part of both me and my brother's childhood over here. One question that I really was thinking about was, what did you think about the Nights Begin to Shine Part 1 and 2 episodes?
Those are very fun and trippy and psychedelic. I love the colors. It's cool that they found this random song in the old Warner Brothers music catalog and brought this band to life that was never really a band, and now they're a band in real life called, what do they call it? DER. Yeah, that's very cool. And there's more to come. Little secret for it.
Hey there, Greg.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, so my siblings and I, we grew up watching the original Teen Titans, like from 2003 to 2005 when it was on the air.
Yeah.
My brother's favorite was Beast Boy, so I'll ask you, I'll do this for my bro Ben back home, but what was the funniest Teen Titans episode you recorded for Beast Boy? Do you have a favorite, or is there just, you just love Beast Boy in every episode and you're just like, all of them are the best?
It's a hard question, because I do love all of them for sure. Yeah. I think your second answer was the
It's hard
correct
to
one.
pick. They're all so good.
Right?
You already knew. That's what a Jedi does. You already knew.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, I just want to say I grew up with you as my Michelangelo in the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series.
Wickasha!
Yeah, we haven't done Ninja Turtles yet.
Yeah, and in the past, TMNT fans have gotten to see different iterations of the Turtles cross over and interact with each other, both in the 2003 series and in the 2012 one, which you were in. So I'd like to ask, has Nickelodeon said anything about you potentially coming back to reprise your role as, in my opinion, the best Michelangelo ever?
Thank you. I love bringing Michelangelo to life. I grew up, it was my favorite cartoon as a little boy, the 80s show. And then it went away from me. Like the original movies, the 80s show was it for me. And I never watched it ever again because it kind of lost its magic to me. And then when I got the opportunity to bring it back to life with my friend Ciro Nieli, who's a master creator, I knew that the fact that he was a part of it was going to be just amazing. So they're like, we want something new and fresh, and we don't want anything having to do with the old. So it was really fun to create a new Michelangelo. But really, I am like he kind of is me. Like he helped make the Turtles made me who I am in a lot of ways. Got me into meditation and martial arts and skateboarding, and you know, every Halloween I would dress up as a Ninja Turtle. So it was really cool to just bring them back to life, and I feel like that's why the 2012 Turtles is the best one, because it's truly rooted not just through my performance and the other actors that are all amazing as well, but because it's so authentically rooted in what it's supposed to be. It's not just kind of trying things. It's so perfectly designed to be so great, and it worked. So I would like to do it again for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's still like the #1 show. It's still the best version of it, and it's the one that people watch more than any other one. Still, yeah, it's awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Going back to crossovers, what were your thoughts on when Teen Titans original clashed with Teen Titans Go?
Very cool, because it started with a Comic-Con bag.
Yeah.
There was a picture of the Titans and the Teen Titans Go battling on a Comic-Con bag in San Diego Comic-Con, and people loved it so much that we turned it into a movie.
Oh, that's good.
Very magical.
One thing I'm getting to, like from the last question, especially about the Ninja Turtles, the characters that you play, you clearly have connections to them in real life, right? And I mean, you see that with Beast Boy, right? And sort of this oneness with all of nature, right? And with Michelangelo, it was, as a kid, as you said, that got you into meditation and got you into maybe helping you on the journey you're on, right? That you started. I mean, do you see that in most of the characters that you play, where some of them are maybe you're learning from them, but you're also using those characters to teach what you've learned to others? I get that impression that maybe you do this some with your work, right?
As an actor, if you're not bringing yourself to the role, it's not going to be good. That's why I feel that the best actors are very experienced in life. They've done a lot, whether they've seen the bottomless pits of hell and the highest dimensions of heaven. So therefore you can understand a character, and you can play with the infinite things that are available to you as an actor, the different emotional things that are in your bank. But just only recently, since I started teaching acting, and I teach voice acting as well, like online, but I have a weekly class in Venice Beach called the Actors Lab, that I truly have developed something that I can understand that makes me the best actor that I can ever be, but it's just happening now. So like now I really, like now even when I watch like just anything, I'm like, oh, that's not good. Because I know now and how to, basically when people are not doing the work that's necessary, they're just kind of phoning it in. And that's mostly what you're seeing on television and movies right now is people, they're getting these roles, but they're not real actors. They're not doing the work that really, truly brings these characters to life. That's why a lot of it's just CG stuff, and it's just not great. I'm sure there are some great actors out there that do the work, but for the most part, people don't know how, nor have they done it. And personally, as an actor, I'm just finding it now how to truly like make a performance something that's really an offering to people that are watching, based on making it real, grabbing from real things in my life, bringing it into my emotional experience of the moment, and playing with all these different tools that I've developed and I've learned to use from other teachers into acting, which is really exciting because all the new stuff that I'm going to be producing will have that energy to it. For me as an actor, it's really fun.
That's very cool.
So, like you're saying, you have a lot of plans for the future, and as we all know, there's only 12 hours the sun is up, 12 hours it's down, even at best. So, will you play Beast Boy until you're 6 foot under, or will you eventually have to retire from that role?
I'll probably do it till I'm 6 foot under. As far as Beast Boy goes. Yeah. And they might even mic me up in my coffin.
Alright, I don't got any questions. I just want to say I love you and I love everything you do and I appreciate the follow back on Instagram.
Thank you.
And yeah, like Michelangelo and Beast Boy and all that, like I feel like that's a piece of me too, so and you make it a lot better for me, so.
Oh, bless him. God bless you, brother. Thank you.
That's such a good thing, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Because I see myself in him.
Yeah.
We truly are one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello. Hi. So I guess I have something to say real quick and then I have my question. But so you've been basically in my family for like 2 generations. Like my older sister was watching Teen Titans original, and then me, like in my early times, like I was watching Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then my little cousins who would Teen Titans Go. It's like we all enjoyed something, so you've been a little bit part of our family a little bit.
Thanks for watching and being a
Yeah.
part of bringing me into your family.
Yeah, and like all the time, like every time we see you on screen or whatever, like it always makes us smile or laugh whenever we're down. And it's
Oh.
honestly helped me in some dark times too.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to ask, like, what was something that you liked about voice acting Michelangelo?
Coming up with the catchphrase, because they didn't want to use cowabunga, so they let me come up with a new catchphrase, which, you know, became Booyakasha! You know what Booyakasha means?
No.
Any ideas? Guess.
No.
Guess.
Combination of booyah and shah?
Guess. Just any guess. What does it make you feel?
Happy.
It actually means calling God into the now. It comes from Ireland, and the Irish settlers, when they settled Jamaica, it became a word that was used in Jamaica, Booyakasha, but it means basically calling the Most High into the moment. So I thought it was really special to have kids all around the world going, Booyakasha! And what happens is, with that, you're calling the Most High's energy into the moment. And they didn't know that, because they probably would not have let me do it. So I snuck it in there.
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yes, good.
I don't have much to say, but like, you were really good on Logan Paul's podcast.
Oh, thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you.
But you know, you're great and all. Like, I don't know, like they all already said it, so you already know. But like, could you just talk about like working with like Yuri and Tara and stuff, like and how great they are, all that?
They're so sweet. Tara, we were just on the phone with Tara Strong before we walked up here. She's amazing on every level, and Yuri's a sweetheart too. But you look like Josh Peck, you know that. I love Josh Peck. I've worked with him a lot. He was he was in Turtles with me. He was our Casey Jones. And he's hilarious. He's just like, so you could milk that if you want. You should just get a booth like Josh Peck lookalike out there, booth, and you would kill it, dude. To have people take pictures with you, sign autographs.
I wish we were.
Just spell it with 2 Ks. P-E-C-K-K.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks.
Thank you so much. So, we got any more questions from the audience? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, it's me again. So growing up, of course, Ninja Turtles was a big thing for me and my whole family. Everybody's a fan ever since their childhood, our moms and our dads and everything. But Avatar, The Last Airbender, really became a big series for us as well.
Legend of Korra.
And in The Legend of Korra, you actually had a minor role as Bolin's cousin from Ba Sing Se. So now recently, the 2 original showrunners have started Avatar Studios for Paramount Plus. So I was just wondering, any experiences that you had on The Legend of Korra doing the voice acting, and if you could ever come back to reprise your role, maybe for a Legend of Korra spin-off or something?
I would love to play 2 again. That's his name, my character 2. That's such a... The Last Airbender is so beautiful, and Legend of Korra is so great. And they destroyed it with the movie.
Wow.
I remember I was so excited. I remember seeing the preview in the movie. I was like, whoa, the preview! Like, they used like the one cool shot from the movie, like on the cliff, and it looks so cool. I was like, the Last Airbender movie's coming. Like, whoa, this is gonna be groundbreaking. And then when it finally came out,
I saw it in theaters.
it was, I mean, just like the worst acting. It was such a disappointment. I walked out of the theater because I couldn't handle it. And then that kind of hurt that hurt the brand a lot.
Yeah, it's too bad because the show's incredible. The show's amazing.
And the movie could have been incredible as well, but like Michael Bay does.
And turtles.
That Michael Bay style is like just atrocious. Yeah, so maybe there'll be a redemption with this new situation. I would love that.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Michael Bay, you could still hire me. Show me different.
Okay, hello again, Greg. This question's gonna be more personal than the last one, so I'm for my brother. Okay, now this one. During quarantine, I powered through a lot of comedy movies, and I need a new batch. So, just recommend me what's some of the funniest movies you've ever seen and why. Because you're an actor, so I bet you've seen so many different ones.
Well, this is not necessarily a funny movie, but I highly suggest everyone eventually watching The Holy Mountain by Alejandro Jodorowsky. It's a revelation.
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful movie ever made. He wrote it, directed, starred in it, did the music for it. It's called The Holy Mountain. It's so beautiful. John Lennon funded it in 1968, and it came out in the 70s. But it's beautiful. Funny movies. I love the original National Lampoon's Chevy Chase movies. And I'm now working with the director-writer of those movies, so it's really special to be in his presence, because he's a genius.
Yeah,
He's actually part of my DAO.
Oh, really?
He's part of Bright Moments, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I grew up with those. Jodorowsky, for those of you who don't know, you may have seen the recent documentary on Jodorowsky's Dune.
Yeah, so good.
Right, so that's Jodorowsky, but yeah, The Holy Mountain was one of his movies that really kind of put him on the scene there in the late 60s, I guess. Yeah. So you may have heard of him.
I shook his hand.
Did you?
I got to shake Alejandro's hand.
Ah.
Yeah. Still vibrating from it. He's 94 years old, still making movies.
Incredible individual.
And he came to LA a couple years ago, and he hates LA, but he came finally. And I got to shake his hand. It's cool. It's very cool.
Yeah.
You ever seen the Monty Python movies?
Those are great.
Good.
On that day, Holy Grail.
Yeah, man.
Hi again.
So I was just wondering if so I know you've been doing Teen Titans for the longest time and stuff. So doing it for that many years, has that made you really super close with the other cast members and stuff?
Yeah, they're my brothers and sisters. They really are. We spent so much time together, and we exist in this realm together, but we also exist in this other dimension together as the Titans. So it's very special.
Yeah, they're all great. You're great too.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say that.
After 20 years, it really becomes very real.
Has it really been 20 years? Wow. Let me ask you this, along those lines, who have been some of your favorite people to work with over the years? Your Teen Titans, co-stars, of course, but beyond that.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh.
God bless his soul. I got to work with him on the original Titans, and he was just an angel. Let's see who else. Malcolm McDowell was a lot of fun.
Cool. What did you do with Malcolm McDowell?
He was on Titans.
Was he on Titans?
We got so many great guest stars.
God, I didn't realize he was on there.
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell.
Who else? There's just so many great people that I've gotten to work with over the years.
Okay, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, you ever do the your voice for if like go to McDonald's and say something to you, kind of do voice.
Can you do a voice?
No, come on. When you go like to the McDonald's and you say to you, to your character voice.
When he goes to McDonald's.
Oh, when you go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Do you do the character voice when you go
Yo,
to
give me a
McDonald's?
vegan Big Mac, yo! And large fries. Supersize me. The funny thing is, I just did a McDonald's Beast Boy commercial.
That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Which for me...
Wait, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I know it's weird because I shouldn't be selling meat.
Right.
But that's corporate America.
You sold meat in that one Teen Titans episode, though.
Yeah, they used me to sell meat.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
That was the original. Hey, did you heard that song called Mega Meaty Pete? Yeah, it was like aliens, and they took cows, and there was a tofu, and like a glass of water.
Yeah, tofu took over the world.
Yeah, the moped. It's the moped.
Moped.
That was so weird.
Okay, so other than Beast Boy, what are some of your favorite voices to do?
Right now I have a seagull character that I play. His name is Gary. I created a show called Tom and Gary. It's on Venice Beach TV, the first episode, but it's based on this seagull puppet and Tom Felton from Harry Potter. He's one of my best friends, and he slept on my floor in Venice Beach for like a couple months. And I'd harass him with my seagull puppet, and I created a show. But Gary's fun. Hey, he's got a real deep voice. He's really cool. I love Gary. Beast Boy, of course, and I love playing all these characters, all these roles, all these voices.
That's cool. Let's talk about some of your upcoming projects. I mean, you've talked about some of them. You know, the NFT and the gallery that you got going. What are some of your other projects you got out there coming up that you can talk about?
I've got a bunch of cartoons that I've created that are in development. I've got a feature film called Big in Venice, which is basically, remember the movie Big with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
And basically, Big in Venice is based around this very iconic, world-famous bodybuilder named Ike Catcher. He's the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's young, he's beautiful, he's just awesome. So we're making our version of Big, but with him mixed. So it's like Big, the movie, Tom Hanks movie, mixed with Siddhartha, which is a spiritual journey of enlightenment through the trials and tribulations of Venice Beach energy and Hollywood and losing yourself to Maya and materialist lifestyle and drugs and just sin, and then coming back to yourself and finding yourself. So I'm working on that movie right now with Ike Catcher, famous bodybuilder. This movie, and cartoons. There's a cartoon called Skeleton Steph. I'm working on with Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy. It's a really cool cartoon called Skeleton Steph. There's a little bit out about it now. Crypto Venetians, which is another animated series based on our NFT art collection, Crypto Venetians. I spend a lot of time right now developing that and creating that show.
What's it about?
Essentially, it's about creating a new world in the metaverse and what that looks like. Basically, a harmonious world that eventually you will also be able to enter into as your avatar.
Yeah.
The actual you all get to participate in this animated show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So something like kind of like a what was the online thing? Second Life kind of thing, but one where it's animated and you can.
Well, essentially, you'll get an avatar eventually. You know how like on your Instagram you have like a picture of yourself.
Right.
The future is avatars that will be able to travel. So you'll have like different avatars, and you can pick which avatar you want to be, and you'll explore these different metaverses, which are digital worlds essentially. So this cartoon is basically rolling out the creation of a new metaverse area that is a place that you're going to be able to come and play in and exist as one of your avatars, whether it's a crypto Venetian or whatever avatar that you create in the digital world. You're going to be able to actually take it into our metaverse,
Will there be interactions with other people?
Yeah, you
Right.
interact,
Gotcha.
and in the beginning, most of the characters are voiced by celebrities, but essentially you could basically own an NFT avatar that's voiced by a celebrity, but you own it. So for instance, there's a character that I wish I could show you, but one of the crypto Venetians that I acquired, he's a bald-headed, bearded man with a dumbbell, and he's wearing a bathing suit. And it's very weird, but I'm gonna have Sergeant Slaughter voice it.
Very cool. Oh, that's awesome. Well, listen, I'm afraid we're running out of time here. Is there anything you want to tell everybody about, or websites to send them to?
Just, love dog with all your heart, and you'll always be good. And if anybody wants a Peace, Love, and Animals bracelet, they're here for you. I'd love to give you one. And then come to my booth and get an autograph and say hi to Wingman. And it was a pleasure talking to you and being with you. And I'll see you all the time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And I'll be back at the table at 5:30.
5:40.
5:40.
5:40. Everybody, big hand. Big hand. Thank you. Thanks. And Wingman.
We love you, Wingman.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, if you all want one of these bracelets, they're right here. You can come grab